Good morning. Just having a little bit of wild orange to settle myself down to do this live. Hi guys. Good morning, good morning. I am loving U+2 this week. I am getting lots of great tips from the other girls, and it's been a really good vibe in here this week. It's super fun and super nice to see you all commenting and enjoying it as well. So I am here today to talk about glow and skincare and all the good stuff. So a little bit about me. I am a beauty therapist, and I have been a beauty therapist for over 20 years, which says a little bit how old I am. Hi Svet, good morning. And I have a home salon, and I do all my treatments and everything I do. I basically incorporate the doTERRA products in my treatments, which I love. So I started my home business 3 years ago, and I was looking for a product that I was going slowly into that mindset of trying to live a low tox life. And when the beautiful Carly introduced me to the oils, I noticed they had a skincare range, and it happened to be at the time that I was looking to bring in a skincare range to my business. So I decided to try the skincare as well, and I have to say I was a little bit skeptical to begin with, because I have obviously been in the industry a long time. I've tried many products. I've used some of the big product houses and worked with them, and I really wasn't expecting much. And the Virage skincare range is what actually I fell in love with first and foremost. And then I slowly, in my business and in my work, I had always used things like lavender in my facials and things, but the oils really then came second for me, which is quite interesting, which might be different to some of your journeys. The skincare, from the first day that I used it over nighttime, and the next day when I woke up, I instantly noticed how glowing my skin was, how plump it was, and I instantly fell in love with that range, and then was very confident about bringing it on and developing my facials with it. So I'm going to talk to you about that today. And I'm also going to talk about some of the things that I encourage my clients and the way I live my life to really treat myself very holistically. And another thing I loved about bringing doTERRA on in my business, in my beauty business, was that I could then start to treat my clients very holistically, and it went much deeper than skin level. And it became more beneficial for them because I was helping them with things that weren't just skin deep. They were, problems, if they were having problems with their kids, sleeping. I could offer advice and share experiences that I'd had in the way I use the oils with my children. So it became this beautiful holistic thing, and now I can't imagine my business without it, and I can't imagine my life without it. So first and foremost, the other girls, I've been loving their content through yesterday with the green cleaning, and the day before learning about transitioning into this kind of lifestyle. It's been awesome. So after coming off Em's awesome recommendations of switching over to green cleaning products, we start to think about ways that we can live that low tox life. And I don't know if a lot of you know this, but the largest organ in the body is actually the skin. So it becomes a very big vessel in the way that we absorb things into our body. And if we think about as women, Dimmy will love this, Carly, you're right, my fellow beauty therapist who I love dearly. If we think about the skin as a massive vessel of absorbing things, and if you think as women, how many products we actually use. You may not think that you use a lot of products, but if you think about from the moment you wake up, you wash your body with something, you wash your face, you brush your teeth, you use deodorant. Even if you're not a big skincare user or makeup user, I guarantee you there's at least 10 things that you're using on your body that have an impact on your overall system and well-being. So yeah, as we start to think about those things, and as Em said yesterday, it's not about changing everything at once. It's about adding things in and going slowly on this journey. There's not a rush, and the more we know, the better we do. So this is not meant to overwhelm or think that you need to change everything at once. We're just advising that you go very slowly and just switch things out where you can. And for me, the skincare was a big one, and because once I started to realize how many products I put on my body during the day, I really started to take notice of what I was putting on. And if we're looking at ratings and things of skincare, the Virage range and most of the skincare, all of the skincare products do very well. And coming off convention, I learnt so much from founding managing scientists and the people developing these products. There is so much research and development going into these products to deliver the best possible ingredients that they can possibly give it to us. So treating from the inside out. If we think, in my career, I've always known that if something is showing on the skin, then it is a definite sign of something going on internally, whether it's hormones or gut issue, or so usually if we see problems on the skin like acne or a breakout, there's an alarm bell in my mind going, well, what's going on inside? Because usually it's the last thing to affect is the skin. And there's 5 steps that I tend to live by and guide my clients by that really helps us make sure that we're covering all of those areas. So the 5 steps are, the first one is food and water. So we know this one. This is a pretty straightforward one. We know that we should be drinking at least 8 to 10 glasses of water a day, if not more. If you can get up past that, then that's even better. And we know that really nutritious food is always going to help us. So when we're looking at water, I mean, I constantly have a stainless steel bottle in my bag. This became, a few years ago, I just got obsessed with taking my water everywhere, and now I can't go anywhere without my water. And a way that I love to make drinking water a little bit more interesting is to add my citrus oils. And when I was in Utah for the convention, we talked a lot about the citrus oils helping our system be more robust. Because most of the citrus oils, particularly things like lemon, tangerine, grapefruit, and now the brand new green mandarin, they're very high in a compound called limonene, which is incredibly detoxifying for the body. And it really helps to boost that immune system, cleanse our system. So if you're adding citrus oils to your water, not only does it make it more interesting to drink, but it is actually helping keeping your system very, very strong. So that's one way, that's my top number 1, is to increase your water. Number 2 is sweat. So we're all getting really savvy with our exercise, and sweat is amazing for your skin. There is nothing better than a good sweat and good workout. Get that skin flushed with lots of blood, and then a really good sweat out of the pores. I highly recommend that you do not exercise with makeup on. I always choose to exercise without makeup. I just find it's far healthier for your skin. We're not on a fashion parade I'm the vainest of vain people, please believe me, but in my workout I look terrible because I choose to go makeup free. And then also when we finish our workout, making sure that we're cleansing our skin at least once, and twice it would be even better, to really slough off that dirt and grime that you build up throughout your workout. And then another thing I love to do after a really good workout is my exfoliation. We'll talk about skin processes in a minute, but it's a great time because it's almost like a mini facial then. You've had the big sweat, which is great, like almost like a steam in a facial, and then you can do a really beautiful exfoliation and your skin will look amazing. Number 3 is sleep. So sleep, we repair our body in our sleep, and one of the biggest ages for our body and our skin is lack of sleep. So you know how tired you look after a bad night's sleep or not getting enough sleep. Our body repairs itself while it's sleeping. You actually produce collagen while you're asleep. Your metabolism increases while you're sleeping, and then also your blood flow increases. So that you really want to be aiming for that 6 to 8 hours a day, a night rather. So yeah, we all know how precious our sleep is, and I think us mums particularly. Okay, so number 4 top tip is digestive health. So we talked a lot about gut health at convention as well. And again, I instinctively knew this already, but hearing it from convention really cemented my ideas on this. Gut health is a huge thing, and we're learning more and more about that as time goes on, and we will find that a lot of skin issues, including things like eczema, psoriasis, inflammation on the skin, acne, there is definite links between that and the gut and gut health. So if you're finding that things are showing up on the skin, then I would be definitely looking at gut health. And the way I like to do that is obviously to clean up our diet a little bit, eliminate some of those processed foods and get lots of leafy green vegetables in, and making sure we're having lots of minerals, like our fruit, which helps with the minerals. And then looking at products like our Terrazyme and PB Assist. Terrazyme is like my new favorite product because not only when I day to day do I find it so helpful, but particularly when I'm traveling, my stomach doesn't cope as well as usual because of the change in food and change in water. So Terrazyme became my best friend when I was doing some traveling lately, and I upped the dosage. Terrazyme is the digestive enzyme complex. And they recommend 2 in the morning and 2 at night. But while I was traveling, I was actually up to 6. And if I see anybody with a sluggish skin that has a breakout, a heavy breakout, and or am going along the acne line, we do recommend up to 6 to 8 a day to really flush it out. So I heard an analogy that explained Terrazyme to be like Drano for the gut, which I just thought was a great visual reference, because it literally just helps clear everything. It helps to break down that digestion much easier. So if you are being a little bit, if your diet is a little bit unforgiving at the moment, like if you are traveling and you're eating a little bit more, eating out more, this is a great time to increase it. You're going to love it, Ricklin. It's a great time to increase your dosage of Terrazyme because it's really going to help to break down that food a little bit better and clear you out better when you're traveling or even day to day. So I take it morning and night, 2 a day, 2 at those times, and it's been amazing. And the other thing that I take too is the PB Assist, which is a probiotic, and we're pretty savvy again with things like probiotics. We're hearing more and more about them, and they just basically keep everything cool cucumber in your tummy. You know, you just want to, that's just maintenance. And then you can tweak things like your Terrazyme when you've been out on a big weekend, you've eaten out a lot, you can up that, and you can play with it like that. Now, my last and final thing is Lifelong Vitality. Guys, if you aren't on Lifelong Vitality, I just urge you, try it once. You can do a 30-day money-back guarantee on it. Not that I've had anybody ever stop using it after that time. These 3 babies, so it's the 3 vitamins. Now, disclosure, I wasn't a vitamin person. I'd take them for a few weeks and then I'd forget and I'd get bored, particularly because I just never saw a huge result. I started on these only just this year. I'd been using doTERRA for 2 years before I gave these a go, and it was purely because I just sort of was like, oh, you know, vitamins, I'm not very good at remembering to take them. From the first week I started taking these, I was hooked. I never have stopped since. And not only that, I love products. I love doing this stuff, but I gauge on how my family and my friends like it. And I got my husband on it. I said, you just need to take these. He doesn't even ask me I didn't tell him what he's taking. I just say, take it. He believes me. Love it. And he noticed a huge difference, and now he's addicted to taking it. And one of my very best girlfriends, I just said, I want you to try it. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm just going to give it to you and see how you feel. And she messaged me about 4 days in and said, do you feel your head's clearer with these? And I was like, yes, because that's exactly what starts to happen. You haven't got that afternoon fog happening, your mind is clearer, you'll get to the end of the day still feeling full of vitality, and that's what I absolutely love. If you are looking to up level your health and well-being, do yourself a favor and get on this Lifelong Vitality, because it is amazing, and that is how you start to live a super high vibe life, guys. It's holistic. It's not just one thing or another. It's a whole thing where we're supporting our bodies with our oils. We're watching our green cleaning to live that low tox life. Now this is the gold, right? Like this is the stuff you want to be really getting into yourself. So they are my top 5 things to find your glow, basically. Now I've started to look at skincare like icing on the cake. If you are living this way, if you up-leveled your health and well-being, then the skincare should come very easily and your skin should look good anyway. You know, I've changed being in this industry for such a long time. You can imagine I've tried many things, and I've gone down the heavy chemical track, the heavy peel track, the heavy vitamin A track. And yes, they work, they do, but it doesn't have to be that hard, and it doesn't have to be that much work on the skin, you know, because if everything else is running smoothly, if you've got your system running really smoothly, you're drinking lots of water, you're taking your vitamins, you're eating like a rock star. Well, not like a rock star, that was a bad analogy. You know what I mean? But if you're doing all these things, you are gonna glow. And that skincare is just gonna be beautiful icing on the cake to really bring that out. So I'm gonna talk about my favorite skincare range. We have 3 skincare ranges in doTERRA. We have the HD range, which is beautiful for a young problematic skin or people suffering with a problematic skin. We have the Virage range, which is like my middle ground. I say it's good for almost everybody. And it covers a lot of bases. And then we have the Essential Collection range, which then you can start to get into some big gun anti-aging products. There's a tightening cream, a firming moisturizer. There's a beautiful buttery, rich moisturizer that's in a pot. And so you can start to really tailor things with that collection as well. But the one I'm going to talk about today is my all-time favorite, and the one I fell in love with first. It's Virage. So this kit, I just think it is the best value. You buy it, by far, it is the best value to buy it in the 4-pack kit. This little serum that comes in it, that wholesales, so if you're already a member, that will cost you $89 on its own. When you buy the pack of 4, it only costs you $100. So like it's a no-brainer for me that you don't buy it all as a kit. Like, I don't even get how it is like that, but it is. Anyway, that's the way they've done it, because it is designed to work as a system and work 4 little products together. And also another reason I love it is it's just an all-rounder product. So if you are more of a combination skin, so the meaning you have a really good oil flow through the center, but you get a little bit dry and dehydrated on your cheeks, or you have a little bit more oil, it's going to suit you. And even if you're on the drier side, it's going to suit you as well, because you can tweak how you use it. It's very healing. That serum that I just showed you, it's like liquid gold. It is, it's a super healer. I saw a really amazing seminar about this serum from one of the founding scientists who developed the product, and his exact words were, it's highly potent. And when you feel it on your skin, that is exactly the reaction you will have. It's got big gun oils in it: frankincense, rose, lavender, helichrysum, and sandalwood. And those babies together are just like powerhouse, right? Okay, so step 1 of this product, of this range, oh, I left it over here, is the cleanser. So I'm actually going to do this while I'm on the live today to show you how I use it. So I have worked out this morning, and I've been in the shower, and I cleansed twice with the beautiful cleanser. This cleanser, when I first started using it, I would literally jump out of bed to wash my face because the smell of it is stunning. So it's got wild orange, tea tree, and basil. The basil in it is so refreshing, and surprisingly, it is a foaming cleanser. So I am on the drier side, but I actually find this very comfortable to use. I feel super clean without being dry and dehydrated. So you'll find that it is still fine and comfortable to use on a drier skin, and fantastic on a combination oilier skin, because you'll love that clean feeling that you get from it. And with the tea tree and the basil, it's just yum. And so you wash that off. I love to leave that in the shower. It's very simple to use in the shower. Keep your skincare out where you can see it, because if it's in a cupboard, you will not use it. So keep it in the shower where you can see it, right next to your soap or your body wash, and get into the habit of doing it in the shower. It's the easiest way to use your cleanser. And so once you hop out, step 2, and this is my little friend that always gets missed out. And I've always loved him, but I learned about 5 or 6 ways to use it other than just on the face while I was away. This guy is, so people tend to miss the toner because they feel like it's unnecessary, or they have in their head that toners are astringent, because old-fashioned toners tended to be very heavy in alcohol, and people got in their head that they're very drying, and they probably were back then, but this is very different. It's a spray toner, and again, it's got beautiful oils in it: ylang-ylang, cypress, palmer rose, and coriander, as well as aloe and Palmer Rose is the one I was trying to say. That's very hydrating. Okay, so toners prepare your skin for the rest of your products. So if you're jumping out of the shower after you've just used the cleanser, and you get that tight kind of thirsty feeling on your skin, okay? If you're applying that beautiful serum, that precious serum that you don't want to overuse to a dry, thirsty skin, it's just going to go. If you think of it like a sponge, it's just going to soak it all in, and you're going to have no plumpness or real dewiness to the skin when it's applied, and you're going to end up using far too much or still feel not nourished enough. So what I want you to do when you hop out of the shower, you're going to spray your face a few times, okay, so that you can see the beads on the skin, okay? This is preparing your skin for your serum. It's hydrating your skin, and it's going to act as a carrier for your products to go deeper and also more emollient on the surface of the skin. I promise you guys, you will find this so much more helpful if you use it. If you end up finishing everything else and you've still got this left over, you'll feel like it's a waste. Okay, but I want you to use it because it's very beneficial for the skin and very beneficial for the effectiveness of the rest of your products. All right, so some other fun facts about this product, because I already loved him, but now I love him even more. After you apply your makeup, this acts as a beautiful makeup setter. Okay, so you apply your makeup, and when you're finished, you can do a couple of sprays as a makeup setter. It's a great body mist, so I found out that it's also incredibly good for stretch marks because of the beautiful cypress oil, I believe. And it also, another great way that I've discovered I love using it is I hop out of the shower and I spray it on my body, and then I apply, while my skin is still dewy, like the same concept as on our face, I apply the New Body oil, you guys. My skin looks amazing because again, it's giving that oil more emollient, and it's helping to carry it deeper. And again, my skin's not just soaking it up like a sponge because it's giving it a little bit more emollient on the surface of the skin. Try it; it's beautiful. It's also really good for taming frizzy hair. So I've tried this a couple of ways. I actually prefer it to, I have preferred to spray it in my hair wet, and then I style my hair, and I find it very good. You can spray it into your hands after you have styled your hair or dried it and run it through the ends, and I find that very good too, but my favorite way is to put it in wet. So yes, and it's also a beautiful foot spray. So if you're finding that your feet are hot, the cypress oil again is very, very good for stimulation. So a really nice foot spray in the summer months. And one way I've always used this is in my handbag for a plane trip. I always bring this on board. If it's still full like this one is, I put it into a smaller bottle so that security or customs don't take it off me. That had happened to me before and I lost all my products. Boo, I was very devastated. So just be aware of that. Only 50 mils can go on board, but pop it in your handbag. On long haul flights, spray that on your face and apply a little bit more moisturizer or your serum, and it will keep your skin super hydrated, and you'll be glowing when you get off that plane and look like you haven't even been on a long haul. Right. So now my face is all dry, but anyway, I've sprayed my face and now I'm going to apply my liquid gold. All right. I am a dry skin, but 1 pump of this baby is plenty. Into the palm of my hand. While my skin is still dewy, I'm going to emulsify it and apply. You can already see, look at that. Look at that glow. All right. You're going to apply it down to the neck. And when we're adding the new Yarrow Pom, which I'm not going to talk about today because I'll need another hour, you have some of the best skincare, honest to God, I've ever tried in my life. Even my husband said to me last night how good my skin looked, and he always thinks I'm gorgeous, but he even noticed how good the surface of my skin is looking. So we're massaging that in, and you can already see how much life it just gave my skin, and it's beautiful and smooth. And that was the hydrating serum, Carly. Okay, and then you're going to leave it like that, and we're going to follow up with the moisturizer in a second. So the Virage serum, again, is an oil base, but it is going to be so fine for when you have a little bit of breakout. You can see I've got a hormonal spot that's popped up here. It will actually help to heal that super fast. I find that my breakouts are not lasting nearly as long. Breakouts are going to happen. We have hormones that interrupt things. I eat, differently on the weekend sometimes, and I'll have a spot come up. That's totally normal. Okay, we're not talking about ridding ourselves of hormonal breakout forever. That's life. We're gonna have that pop up. But what I want them to go quickly. I want them to heal quickly, and I don't want them to be sore and painful. So this guy, I had a friend who had shingles, and I popped her on the Virage skincare range because I knew she had the rash come out on her face. Poor thing, she ended up with really big sore spots on her face, and she obviously had a lot of pain. And she messaged me a few days later and said that Virage serum is the best thing I've ever tried. Any time, but particularly when she had shingles, because they've got the frankincense and the helichrysum. Became worked on a very deep level. So when you think about using another thing I love about these products is that it's not just skin deep. You've got those beautiful, powerful oils going onto the skin, but you're also inhaling them and breathing them. So when I put that oil on at night that has all of those incredible oils in it, I also feel like it's almost a meditation, because I'm putting them on and then I'm going to bed and I'm breathing them in, and it's treating my whole system, not just my skin. And that's quite unique. That's not something I've ever experienced with any other skincare line before, because you're getting that aromatic effect as well. So that serum is divine. You can use it morning and night. I'm obsessed with it, so I use it morning and night because it creates a beautiful base for my makeup. If you find that your skin doesn't need that much, if you do have more of an oilier skin, then you might find just using it once a day enough, or you might even find just using it 2 or 3 times a week is enough. So play with it, see what you find works for you and what texture you like. It comes down to texture preference as well. So moving on to the moisturizer now. The moisturizer is a beautiful light moisturizer. It's not particularly, I talk about things being a light moisturizer and a buttery moisturizer. Buttery moisturizer is more like the one that's in the pot in the Essential Collection range. And that one's really buttery and emollient and very hydrating and leaves a really beautiful film on the surface of the skin, which is very comforting for people with a very dry skin. So I know girls who love their Virage range in the summer, but then they will add in that pot emollient cream for the winter time because they need that extra hydration. So again, that's something you can play with when you get a little bit more familiar with the products. But you need 1 pump of the moisturizer, and you want to emulsify it in your hands and then spread it on. And we're moving outwards and then down the neck. Okay, now my skin, I had left my skin a little while because I was waiting to jump on here to do my moisturizer like I just showed you. So my skin was very thirsty and I was feeling like that tightness that happens after you hop out of the shower. So now you can see I have no makeup on, but my skin looks really good. Really nice and glowy there through the cheeks, and a little bit of color there through the cheeks, which is what you want as well. So that's what I mean by icing on the cake. I really think of the moisturizer and the skincare now as icing on the cake, because my skin health is so good from everything else that I'm doing, from my diet, from my plenty of water, from my vitamins. It's a very holistic thing, and I'm really treating now from the inside out. And not only that, is that I feel so much better. Like my energy level is better, and I'm not I'm not nearly as tired by the end of the day. So it's amazing how you feel when you start to think of it in that way. And finally, to finish, I want to talk about this little eye cream. So I was so excited when this arrived in Australia, because it's an incredible product. And now I have done some more training on it in the US. I'm very excited to share with you. So the delivery system of it is quite unique. So it has a little stainless steel ball. So you press on there and you'll see the little cream pop out onto the ball. And then you apply it to the eyes. Okay, and then you can use the ball as a little bit of a lymphatic drainage massage around the eyes, which is incredible in the mornings when you're feeling tired and your eyes are a bit puffy. You can really get that puffiness down by massaging outways. Okay, and then bringing it up as well and doing a little massage. It feels really nice and cooling on the eyes. All right, now the fun stuff about, and then I just pat it in as well, just if there's a bit of excess. And if you just leave that for a couple of minutes before you apply your makeup, it's gorgeous. You really get a firming effect there. And the reason for that firming effect is because there's frankincense, blue tansy, and ylang-ylang oils in it. But there's also a very unique ingredient in this eye cream called buccal. And I had read about that ingredient before, but while I was in the US, I found out what it actually is and what it does. So buccal is a extract from a pepper extract, actually, and it mimics vitamin A. So vitamin A became all the rage about 10 to 15 years ago. It became very popular in skincare products because of its anti-aging effects, which is awesome. What wasn't so awesome is that it can make, or does make, the skin highly sun sensitive. So you were never able to use vitamin A during the day. And then also, as time went on, we started to realize that high doses of vitamin A became very detrimental to your health. So then it was sort of frowned upon. As we learn, as we know better, we do better. And people started to back away from vitamin A or start to minimize how much they used it. Now, the great thing about buccal is it doesn't have any of those effects. So there's no sun sensitivity, and there's no harm on the body or the organs from use of like a vitamin A, but it has all the anti-aging effects. So doTERRA have sourced this incredible product because we know we all love anti-aging, but we certainly don't want the sun sensitivity, and we want to keep things as low tox as possible. So that is why I love that product so much. And the other thing I love about it too is that they did clinical trials on it last year on 35 people aged they did on 25 people aged 35 to 65. So right in that bracket of premature aging to definite aging, and 100% of the people saw a difference in the skin tone. So that was incredible, and I had used this already and loved it, and that just cemented everything to me as well. So this, everyone should have this. I mean, we all suffer sometimes with puffiness under the eyes. We all want anti-aging for under our eyes. Who doesn't? and it's an easy one to add into your skincare regime at the end like that as well. And you don't want to be using your moisturizer too high close to that area, because sometimes that can be too heavy because they're very delicate skin around the eye area, and you're going to get all those amazing anti-aging benefits. So that is my favorite top tips, and I hope I didn't go on too long. I've lost track of time, but that skincare range is just super simple. If you're going to use Get All 4, don't forget my favorite toner, because he will benefit you just as much as the other ones. And then throughout the rest of today, I'm going to talk about a couple of other products that I love too, the exfoliation system and the detoxifying mask. So you'll be able to have a read of those later in the day at your own pace. And feel free to ask me any questions. I'll check the comments below throughout the day and see if I can get back to everyone. Because if you have any questions or even about the other ranges, I will put something up about those as well. So I hope that you got something out of that today, and I know that I've been loving all the content this week and learning other ways of people doing things, and it's been really fun. So it's been lovely to be in here this morning, and I will talk to you later in the day with some posts. See you later.